In a land where ancient traditions often overshadow modern progress, survival and dignity mean more than the shame of open defecation. India, with a history spanning 5 millennia, is a country of stark contrasts. The Taj Mahal's stunning beauty sits alongside the harsh realities many women endure. Amid the echoes of once great empires, the shadow of violence against women persists, and Dharavi, the world's largest slum, stands as a painful symbol of the immense challenges faced by millions. Here are 22 disturbing truths about India. An Indian woman is raped every 15 minutes. In India, a woman is sexually assaulted every 15 minutes, a staggering statistic that likely underestimates the true extent due to widespread underreporting. Amnesty International has condemned the Indian government for failing to protect women, as cases of coercion surged by 50% between the year 2011 and the year 2016, with 25,000 cases reported annually. Shockingly, most perpetrators are known to their victims, making the betrayal even more harrowing. One case that gripped the nation involved an actress ambushed by a group of men, including her former driver, while returning home from work, forced to endure a 2-hour assault, which was recorded by the attackers for blackmail. This incident starkly illustrates the grim reality: women in India are not safe, even in public spaces. Public transportation, poorly lit streets, and a lack of adequate public facilities leave women vulnerable. When harassment occurs, bystanders often look the other way, either out of fear or a misplaced tendency to blame the victim. The gender imbalance in India, combined with entrenched patriarchal values, fuels a toxic belief among some men that they have the right to dominate and oppress women. Meanwhile, many women feel pressured into silence, resigning themselves to injustice. Do you think society will ever truly listen to the voices of women who have endured violence? Or will their cries continue to be drowned out by the very system that is supposed to protect them? Comment and chat with me. India's battle against open defecation. India's battle against open defecation is a deeply emotional and complex issue, especially in rural areas where sanitation facilities are scarce. Shockingly, even in the year 2017, almost 600 million people were still forced to defecate in the open, endangering lives through the spread of diseases like diarrhea and water contamination. These conditions have devastating consequences, particularly for women and children, leading to high child mortality rates and malnutrition. Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Clean India mission, launched in the year 2014, aimed to change this with the construction of over 100 million toilets. Yet, despite the progress, by the year 2024, an estimated 15% of the population still lacks access to proper sanitation. The rush to meet targets often resulted in unusable facilities, and many villages falsely claimed to be open defecation-free. The roots of this crisis run deep, entwined with social inequality, caste discrimination, and entrenched cultural beliefs that resist modern sanitation practices. For many, defecating in the open is seen as natural, and women and girls in particular face severe risks, including threats to their safety and privacy, leading some to abandon school after puberty due to inadequate facilities. India's struggle isn't just about building toilets, it's about challenging long-standing social norms, ensuring equity, and providing safe, dignified sanitation for all. Achieving an open defecation-free India demands addressing these deep-seated issues with empathy and a holistic approach. Cultural practices surrounding sanitation in India might surprise outsiders. Many Indian women don't use toilet paper, as it is considered pure and unfit for disposal in the toilet. Instead, they cleanse using water, often with their left hand, a practice rooted in religious beliefs. While this might seem unsettling to visitors, it's a normal part of life in India. Wealthier households even install water taps next to toilets for this purpose. What would you think if you encountered this? Share your thoughts below. It was eye-opening. Before we get to the next fact, if you can help me, it will only take 10 seconds for you to hit that subscribe button. In return, we promise to continue making the show even better for you. Deal? Frog marriages. In Assam, India, an ancient tradition called frog marriage comes alive during the scorching summer months. This deeply spiritual ritual reflects the Assamese people's profound connection to nature and their desperate plea for rain. Guided by a village priest, 2 frogs are captured, cleaned, and dressed in traditional Assamese wedding attire. Adorned with makeup and bound together by a red thread, they are placed on a sacred platform as prayers are offered to Varuna Deita, the rain god. In a touching moment, the female frog's forehead is marked with vermilion, symbolizing her new role as the male frog's wife. After the ceremony, the frogs are released into a nearby pond or stream. If they stay together, the villagers believe it's a sign that their prayers have been answered and rain will soon bless the land. This tradition, passed down through generations, is a reflection of the deep connection between the Assamese people and their environment. It highlights their faith in the power of natural forces and their hope for a bountiful harvest. What do you think about this fascinating ritual? Share your thoughts in the comments below. But while this practice connects people with nature, India's wealth disparity reveals a growing disconnect among its people. Leading the world in income inequality. In the year 2024, the Hurun Global Rich List revealed that India now hosts 271 billionaires, making it the 3rd wealthiest nation globally, just after China and the United States. Industrial titans like Mukesh Ambani, Gautam Adani, and Sajjan Jindal dominate the global stage, but India's prosperity is an illusion for many. The country's wealth remains tightly concentrated in the hands of a few, leaving over 1,300 million people to grapple with a growing divide. As the number of billionaires has surged, so has the chasm between the rich and the poor. The wealth of the richest 1% of Indians has skyrocketed, creating a troubling spike in income inequality. Despite India's rapid economic growth, an Oxfam report reveals it also leads the world in income disparity, a problem that has only worsened over the past 30 years. 77% of India's gross domestic product belongs to the wealthiest 10% of its citizens. The combined wealth of Indian billionaires now dwarfs the personal wealth of entire nations like Australia, Germany, and the United Kingdom. In the year 2023 alone, 73% of the wealth generated in India flowed to the richest 1%, while 63 million people are pushed into poverty each year by exorbitant healthcare costs. As the wealthy thrive on crony capitalism and inheritance, the poor struggle desperately to earn a living and access basic health and education services. This stark disparity casts a shadow over modern India, where the opulence of a few overshadows the suffering of the many, exposing the grim reality of the nation's wealth inequality. The mystery of Skeleton Lake. High in the remote Himalayas, at an altitude of 5,000 meters, lies the hauntingly beautiful Rudra Lake, known also as Skeleton Lake. Surrounded by glaciers and towering snow-capped peaks, this glacial lake is a beacon for adventurers seeking both challenge and solitude. But beneath its serene surface lurks a chilling secret. Hundreds of human skeletons scatter its shores. In winter, the lake freezes, hiding these remains beneath thick ice. But when the snow melts, the skeletons reemerge, creating a macabre spectacle that has baffled scientists and drawn tourists for decades. The world first learned of Rudra Lake's eerie contents in the year 1942, when a forest ranger, Hari Kishan, discovered the skeletal remains. Initial fears linked them to Japanese soldiers from World War II, but further investigation revealed that these bones were much older. In the year 2003, a National Geographic team unearthed even more skeletons, some with flesh still intact, along with ancient artifacts like wooden objects, iron tools, and leather rings. The origins of these skeletons remain a mystery. Some believe a natural disaster, perhaps an avalanche or landslide, wiped out a group of pilgrims headed to the Nandadv temple. Local legend tells of a doomed pilgrimage led by Raja Jah Al, a king whose entire entourage perished in a deadly hailstorm en route to the Nandadv festival. There are also whispers of human sacrifices made to appease the goddess Nandiya Devi. What do you think? Could there be more to this haunting tale of life and death at the edge of the world? Share your thoughts below. As we move from the ancient to the everyday, consider how traditions that have stood the test of time continue to shape modern India in surprising ways. The sacred cows of India. In India, cows are cherished symbols of life and motherhood, wandering freely through streets and fields as sacred beings. Rooted in Hindu tradition, these gentle creatures are seen as divine gifts, embodying fertility and the essence of life. Hindu deities like Lord Krishna, often portrayed as a coward, deepen their spiritual significance. Caring for cows is believed to bring spiritual rewards, and harming them is met with severe legal consequences. This reverence, however, leads to challenges, especially in urban areas where cows cause traffic jams and disrupt daily life. Yet in rural India, they remain vital, providing milk, aiding in farming, and contributing to traditional rituals with their dung and urine, which are believed to be purified. But this ancient tradition clashes with modern realities. India's struggle with sanitation and open defecation highlights the tension between cultural practices and contemporary needs, revealing the complexities of life in today's India. A bride fleeing due to a lack of proper toilets is a poignant example of these deep-rooted cultural impacts. The world's most mysterious tribe. Hidden deep within the Andaman Islands, North Sentinel Island shelters the Sentinelese, one of the world's most isolated tribes. For 60,000 years, they've fiercely preserved a way of life rooted in humanity's earliest journeys from Africa. The Sentinelese master survivors rely on ancient tools and weapons to thrive in their harsh environment. Their resilience is awe-inspiring. They even withstood the devastating Indian Ocean tsunami of the year 2004. Recognizing their profound desire for isolation, the Indian government enforces strict laws, barring anyone from approaching within 5 nautical miles. This protection grew stricter after a series of violent encounters, tragically culminating in the death of an American missionary in the year 2018. Isolation is their shield, guarding them against diseases that could wipe them out. Their culture, language, and existence remain a mystery, untouched by the outside world. What do you think about their unique way of life? Share your thoughts below. Eating with hands. Across the world, food traditions carry deep meanings, and in India, eating with hands is more than just a custom, it's a cherished ritual. For billions, this practice is a spiritual act, rooted in the belief that each finger represents one of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. This connection turns a simple meal into a sacred experience, where touching the food deepens the bond between body and universe, enhancing the textures and flavors. The right hand, seen as pure, is always used for eating, while the left is kept aside. This isn't just about manners, it's a profound respect for the food and those who prepare it. What do you think about this timeless tradition? Share your thoughts below. Pesticides in soft drinks. In India, the health concerns surrounding Coca-Cola and Pepsi go far beyond the usual worries about sugar or artificial sweeteners. What's truly terrifying is the presence of pesticides in these popular soft drinks. Yes, pesticides. Independent studies have uncovered traces of these toxic chemicals, including herbicides, in these beverages, sparking fears about consumer safety and the integrity of India's food industry. It all began in the early 2000s when the Center for Science and Environment tested several soft drink brands, including Coca-Cola and Pepsi. The findings were shocking. High levels of pesticides were detected in some samples, igniting public outrage and demands for stricter regulations. Coca-Cola and Pepsi denied the allegations, insisting their products meet Indian and international safety standards. They claimed the detected pesticide levels were within permissible limits. But for many, the presence of any pesticides in food or drinks is simply unacceptable. As more studies were conducted, the results remained inconsistent, leaving consumers with a haunting question: what are we really drinking? The debate rages on, but one thing is undeniable: this dark reality in India demands our attention. What do you think? Are these soft drinks safe, or is the risk too great? Share your thoughts below. The place that defies gravity. In the remote Ladakh region of India, Magnetic Hill stands as a mystery that captivates all who visit. Here, cars appear to defy gravity, rolling uphill on their own with engines off, leaving both locals and tourists in awe. While some see this road as a mystical gateway to heaven, science tells a different story. Despite the biting cold, where temperatures hover just above freezing, visitors from around the world flock to experience this eerie phenomenon. Signs guide you to the hill, and once there you can watch in disbelief as your car drifts uphill when placed in neutral. The truth, though less magical, is no less fascinating. The surrounding landscape creates an optical illusion, tricking your eyes into seeing an uphill slope where there is actually a gentle downhill incline. This Cyclops Hill effect distorts perception, making the impossible seem real. Over the years, myths and theories have flourished. Some locals hold fast to the belief that this is a stairway to heaven, while others speak of a magnetic force so strong it could even affect aircraft, though this remains unproven. Yet the most accepted explanation remains the illusion crafted by the land itself. Magnetic Hill continues to bewilder and enchant, a testament to how easily our senses can be deceived in this ancient, mysterious land. Thanks for being with us. Leave a comment, like to show your support, and remember to hit that subscribe button for more exciting videos. See you next time.